Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Dimitri. I'm your link to the fire of Lynn and to God. Alright guys, you got power, you can change anything in your life anytime you want to. That's your power. Nobody can change that. Nobody can make you do what you want to do. Right? Nobody can stop you what you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. And every country you live in, you got leadership, right? You got people that lead a country and you gotta obey their law. Right? Then if you don't want to obey that law, then just be kind, be nice, and move to a different country. Or else you have to live by the law. I mean, you ask Jesus, you know what? Jesus, what will do with the Caesar? What will but a tax? And Jesus said, pay Caesar what you owe Caesar. You know, because you live in the leadership that your people are putting in. And if your people don't understand your leader is bad, then they have to suffer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which side you are. If they're a bad leader, you're going to suffer regardless of what side you are. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, water is water. Fire is fire. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to use it, then you're going to get drowned or you're going to get burned. Right? Same thing. A leader. Bad people are bad people. Right? If the people don't understand what's right and wrong, then you got a suffering society of people. Right? When you play with evil, you belong to evil. Right? That's it. You gotta do what they say. You gotta do what evil say. Now you're trying to go against evil. What happened? They're not gonna have that, right? If you follow evil, eventually evil gonna get you. If you follow God, eventually you get reward. You do things what God dare you to do. Then you find peace. Then you go back to Him. You know what I'm saying? If you believe anything else, then you're gonna suffer by the hand of human. That's the way it is, whether you like it or not, right? You got a power, you got a free will, and you're able to learn to live your life. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of human out there want to help you, right? But you discard that because when you want to improve something, you have to do work. When you want to build a house, you have to build a house, right? When you go to want to get paid, you got to go work for somebody able to pay you, right? If you want to eat, let's say you don't, there's no business for you to get a job, whatever. You have to eat, right? So you got to go to work. You got to go in the woods or go to the ocean, whatever it is, to hunt for food, right? You got to work. That's the way it is, right? Now, if you don't want the rich people to get rich. Now, I understand. There's a lot of people get rich by scam the stock market. The big old scam, right? So there's people. There's always greedy rich people. They don't want to work, right? So they're trying to give you service. They don't create. They just create service for you. Now, if you want a service and you pay them, that's you, right? But over time, they get so big. What happened? They're trying to steal from people. Especially they get involved with your leadership and your government. Now, I don't understand how certain government that barely make it, a living, and they go into the government, they get paid $200,000, $150,000 a year, and next thing you know, they came out, they can become millionaire. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So something's up, and something's wrong there, right? And somebody needs to look into that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if they're allowed to do whatever they want to do, and if the people don't hold them accountable for it, what do you expect? They become corrupt, right? And you have to suffer. It doesn't matter which party you're on, right? The power within you, the power within the people, right? You know what I'm saying? That's it. Whether you like it or not, that's the way a world works, right? I mean, you live in a free world and you don't know how to use your power, or you're just so busy to entertain to I don't care. Oh, it's a political. I don't care. You know what? It's not political. It's right, wrong. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't care, then you're gonna suffer. You can't. You have nothing to complain, right? Now you don't care. You can live your life good, but you just gotta pay, right? If they came out with any kind of law that you have to pay, you gotta pay, right? And a lot of people do that, right? They just pay, right? And you just work, and you just pay, right? You can live in any country as long you obey the government, right? That's it. Now you want to cause trouble, then you could, if you get rioted and you're gonna hurt some people and stuff like that, you still have law. It doesn't matter which party you are. There's law. That you know that'll put you in prison for a long time, right? If you don't know better, especially when you're young. Young man, shit. When you're young, you think the world belongs to you, right? I mean, the same thing, with animals. Right? When they're young, what happens? They run. They run around. What happens? They get eaten by other animals, right? They're not staying with their parent, right? Their mother, right? They run around. They want to explore, right? Same thing with humans. And you're young, if your parents don't teach you, you're gonna run around with other humans. What do? They're gonna benefit from you. They'll tell you to do certain thing. In financial wise, they tell you to get into debt. So that way they can get commission. You get a loan, they get commission, right? You buy something, they get commission, right? That's the way it works. Whether you like it or not, I mean, it's not their fault. They offer you a service, and they're gonna get commission. And you don't know better and get into debt, then it's your own fault, right? Now the thing is that it's your fault and the company's fault. And the company is a business owner, right? If they give you a loan and they know that they're trying to make money off you, and you can't pay it back, it's their fault as well. It's because they lend money to somebody that they're trying to make money. Like you up in the business, right? If your business fails, what happens? Who you blame? Nobody. So if you give out money to these people, they don't want to pay it back. Who you gonna blame? You can't blame nobody. It's like a business. You fail, right? Any business they fail, do they go out and tell the government, hey, now give me my money, LLC money back, or my small business money back? They don't do that. Why the big company allow to take people houses, take people stuff, and use the court system for your bad behavior, for their bad management in their company? Why do they have to use the court to bring people to court and court? Back up. Court is for criminal, right? It's still criminal. Court is not for a business to take advantage of it for the bad decision by loaning out money that they're not supposed to loan, because that's part of it. Want to make money of it. You like a business, you fail. You lend out money and you don't do your research, and the people go bankruptcy. You fail, right? You lend out money to make money, right? So sometimes business you fail. You cannot use the court system to be your collector, and that's gonna be corrupt judges, all kind of stuff like that. We're trying to collect that money is because they're getting paid by by your company, by bad business company, right? Court system was paid by a taxpayer. They're not a collector, and they use the court system as a collector. Bring people to court for the bad decision that they loan out money to people that cannot pay them. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, system makes a mock, because you know what? Just become corrupt is because now they're working for the best business operator, instead of being judged who's right and wrong. It's all about money now, right? That's how the world working today. It's crazy, ain't it? So but the thing that regardless, everything is gonna change. God's gonna change everything, right? Now, if you want to change your life, doesn't matter what position you're in. You run the government, your leader, or your personal life. You want to change your life, follow God, Jesus Christ, follow Him, and you make good decisions by His people, and change your life at the same time. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye bye.